Welcome to the Buzz Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Mosquito.
And I'm Maureen Nylin.
The Buzz Podcast is where business, technology, and innovation collide. It's where we deep dive into candid conversations with leaders who are pushing the boundaries in healthcare, technology, and beyond.
It's also where you're going to hear industry experts who are rewriting the rules, and in some cases, they're breaking them. So don't forget to join us for each new episode and like and subscribe to the Buzz Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of The Buzz, everyone. The podcast where we deep dive into the latest innovations, emerging technologies, and the movers and shakers and buzz makers in the healthcare IT world. I'm your host, Mike Mosquito, and today we've got a great episode packed with insights that you won't want to miss. But before we get into that, let me introduce my brilliant and always wonderful co-host, Maureen Nylin.
Thank you, Mike. As always, I am so excited to be a part of this program and excited for today's conversation. Of course, we've got an incredible guest with us, and she's been making waves in the healthcare IT space. She's the CEO of Ellit Groups. Now, that's a company that's been growing rapidly, making a huge impact, and she's the real deal. So I want to extend a very warm welcome to a lifelong friend of yours, Pam Saechow.
So glad to have you, Pam.
Oh, thank you so much, Mike and Maureen. It is absolutely a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to share the Ellit Group story with your listeners today.
Well, we're glad to have you, Pam, and thrilled that you're on this show. The Buzz welcomes wonderful brain and women power like yourself. Ellit Groups has a name for itself in the industry and synonymous with success in healthcare IT. But let's get started talking about what's important in your world. Can you share a little about your story? Some of those folks out there may not know who you are, where you come from, how'd you land on this scene? Many of us do. But just tell us how you got started in this wonderful health IT space.
Of course, Mike. Ellit Group really began as a vision to create a consulting firm that truly understands the unique challenges of our healthcare IT environment and industry. I started on the healthcare provider side for more than 2 decades practicing in healthcare organizations. And that really taught me the love of patients and patient care. I saw a gap in the market for a company that could offer not just technical expertise, but truly offer solutions that are aligned with the clinical needs, the business needs, and really with a focus on patients being our purpose. We really started as a small company with a focus on delivering excellence, building deep relationships with our customers, and really earning that trusted partnership. And through that journey, organically, we've grown through delivering good results and by word of mouth through other customers.
That's great. So I'm glad to have you tell a little bit of your background here. A lot of us in the industry are around you all year long, but a lot don't know that you have a very strong past in healthcare IT.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see where you've come from, Pam. I mean, really, you have honored, I think, your past history and brought that forward to create a company that is just phenomenal. And Ellit Groups has really come a long way. In fact, you just had a major milestone. Your company's been recognized by KLAS, so that's exciting. Congratulations. Tell us more about what that recognition means to you and your team.
Absolutely, Maureen. KLAS, as everybody knows, is a very highly respected as well as credible name in our healthcare industry. We rely on them as being a trusted source, with their dedicated research. So it's absolutely being recognized by them is a huge honor. We're very, very humbled by it. It really validates the hard work of dedication of our team. At the end of the day, it's really about the people, right? People that we serve, who are our customers, the people who deliver the great results, who are the talent on our team. And together, that really celebrates the hard work and dedication of what we believe in. Our focus has always been on delivering excellence in every project. And the KLAS recognition itself is just a true testament to our commitment and quality, as well as our client satisfaction. It also helps us really build trust with our new clients who know that we have a proven track record. So it's certainly a very, very humbling experience.
And recognition from KLAS, that's not a small feat to overcome there, Pam, to get that on the marker, because that's your customer speaking about how well you're doing for them, how are you executing, how you're delivering. And that's important in this industry. Sitting within a hospital myself, we have those partners that can be recognized by clients that are doing that good work, that are bringing the solutions that are transformative and that help the clinical staff do better work for better outcomes for our patients. So I commend you for crossing a milestone and anniversary at the same time this year, but making sure that you're managing to the scale the company needs to maintain its level of quality and delivery for all of us in this industry. So I thank you very much for that. And that growth, I hope it continues to blow up. I think we're going to talk about some other great news you have coming down the pike that just released earlier this year. So I thank you for this growth because it's needed in the industry and from others like you that are growing their companies to have better delivery at the customer level.
For sure. Well, growth, as everybody knows, is extremely exciting for any company. We all strive to do very good, and growth is one way of showing that we're doing a really good job by people believing in us and trusting us to do work. But with that also comes challenges. Nothing, what do they say? Nothing is ever earned, and success is never gotten without some hard hurdles to overcome, right? So with every success, there are challenges. People don't normally talk about how's the sausage being made, right? We see success, but the reality is I respect so many entrepreneurs within the industry and any industry for that reason, for how they've made their businesses successful. So as we expanded, we really do work very, very hard on retaining our core values, and I think that's really what has made us successful in the first place. Client focus, integrity, and excellence. At the end of the day, there's a lot of competition in this industry, and the only thing you can really stay on top and be the competition is to remain true to your core values and deliver on quality, and also earn the trust every single time. I always believe things are never entitled to us, and we never take that for granted. So it doesn't matter if it's the same customer or new customer, we work really hard to earn that trust on an ongoing basis. So I think that's really important to us. We've also invested very heavily in our people, ensuring that our team members are not only skilled, but also aligned with our mission and culture. This goes through like our employee satisfaction scores and maintaining those high employee satisfaction scores within our organization. We measure their happiness, their satisfaction, and what we could do better to make sure this is the culture they want to be part of and that they feel like this is their family. It's also allowed us to scale without compromising on the quality of work. I always tell people, no matter where you're assigned, whichever client you work for, this is home. And we've got each other's back. And every customer who works with us gets a whole team, not just an individual.
I love that. And it really doesn't stop there either. Because when I first met you, something that really was truly impressive and really sets Elite Groups apart from so many others in the industry is your commitment to giving back. Tell us more about the philanthropic initiatives that you and your team are involved in.
Yeah, for sure, Maureen. I mean, I think that's actually one of the passion. Someone asked me the other day, what are some things that really resonate with me? And I always say, purpose of doing something greater than yourself, having passion in what you do, right? And then also respecting people along the journey. Like that is just so, so critical. So philanthropy was really raised, at an early age for me, but especially in a business that's continued to grow. We believe in giving back to the community and the people that we serve. So a couple of things we do in an organization that goes a really long way for us, and that's something I'm really inspired about, is for some of the healthcare systems we work with, they have philanthropic programs that allow them to give back to fund either food, transportation, or other means for their patients. And so we do give a lot back to, for example, we're platinum or gold sponsors to a lot of healthcare systems we work with today to some of those causes. In addition to that, because of the organization that we work with in healthcare, we also look at some of the different areas to give back. So every year within our company, we have our employees select the top 5 philanthropic organizations we want to give to, and then we call it 10 days of giving for Christmas, and we count down each day what are those things that we want to give back. And I think it means a lot to our team to be part of something like that, which is living up to a purpose that greater than each one of us, right? So that's something that really warms our heart, especially mine, to know that success comes by giving back. And I think that's really important part of our culture here at Elite Groups.
I love that. And that's truly commendable, Pam. Giving back is truly an integral part of why we're in healthcare. We're giving. I mean, we get a paycheck, yeah, right? We're in healthcare, but no one signs up for some of the beatings we take in healthcare. Let's just be honest, without knowing that you're going to get some of those. And you stay in it because you know there's a better end for someone that comes to you for care. So creating that lasting impact internally for your philanthropic initiatives, I commend you for making sure that's a part of your DNA for elite groups. And then that horizon for elite groups is open wide for your not only your employees, but those that are around you as well, because you lead through example. So tell me a little bit more about what's on that horizon for elite groups. What can we expect to see from you and your team in the coming months? I'm going to be seeing you at several industry events. And so I'm looking forward to seeing your face in person real soon. But tell me what's on the horizon for you. Come on now. Give us some skinny. You know what this show's about.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, first off, I would just say the future is bright, Mike. You know,
Very
with
good.
with the people we have on our team, with the commitment of our customers and the collaborative partnership we have forged, there is nothing better than having a bright future ahead of us, and we plan to continue down that particular journey. And as part of that, really, we're focusing on several key areas. I think one is remember my core value always coming to people, right? So part of people is continue to nurture and develop them in terms of professional development as well as personal development. And some of those professional development includes, sending them to whether it's PMI certification, getting their PMP certifications, or sending them to getting more EPIC certifications so they can wear multiple hats.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we need to continue to be in the industry to do more with less, right? It's really important to hire somebody who had multiple hats and can fill multiple shoes for organizations with the talent that we lack some days in the organization. So we continue to cross train our current EPIC staff as well as our talented team in our organizations, getting people ProSci certified. So a lot of focus on continuing to bolster them and giving them those continuing learning and education for them. Second thing is, I think we're going to continue to expand our services we deliver today with a little bit more focus on managed services as well. And then we're also going to be looking at innovating with some emerging technologies. So we have a couple partners we work with in the product space. A lot of people challenge with data archiving, data migration, so we're partnering with a company now that we're going to be working on how to use their products and build innovative solutions that cost less, go for much less time, and much more cost efficient. Also looking with another company that has all data analytics and platform, right? Figuring out how do we kind of really bolster the analytics side of the house, making sure insights really provide that direction setting. So those are some of the things we're working on. And then of course, deepening our commitment to our social responsibility. We're also going to be looking at new markets and opportunities to extend our impact. And the last but not least is, I would say, the healthcare landscape is changing rapidly. And we're super excited to be the forefront of that transformation. I tell people every single day that being in the healthcare space is absolutely one of the most humbling places you can ever be. I think, Mike, you and Maureen know this very well for me, but I got really early roots at a young age from a grandmother who gave me all the inspiration about the care of patients and caring for people and giving until it hurts and never asking anything in return. And so the ability to continue that legacy and to be able to practice in the healthcare industry, I have so much admiration for the people in the healthcare industry and what they do, even among all the challenges that come their way. They stay positive, focused on the patient as our purpose, and continue to do amazing work. So I'm very honored as not only the CEO of Elite Group, but at Elite Group itself to be able to be in this, healthcare space.
And that's great to hear that come from you, Pam. I think that we've been talking about in other circles what you're already focused on, which is upskilling your staff and uptooling your services that you're delivering in healthcare. I think that upskill is very important to keep your people on top of and apprised of what's coming down that's going to pivot for them in their work world. And so I'm glad to hear that you are focused on, and that's something that's coming from me. I'm focused on upskilling. I'm going to universities and other areas around us that these young people are coming into industry from to make sure they understand there is a dire need for you to remain upskilled. And even for us that are in industry, in your job, just because you have had this job for 5, 10, 15, 20 years doesn't mean you don't need to be upskilled. So
Yep.
I'm very excited to hear that you say that you invest in your people, because that's investing in your customers and back in the industry as a whole. And I think a lot of companies they're starting to miss that. They're trying to tighten the belts. They've got rifts going on to make the bottom line look fatter, but at the end of the day, they haven't done anything to increase the knowledge and the ability to perform at this next level over the next 3 to 5 to 10 years with the people that they have on staff. So it's
Yeah.
great that you have a great bottom line, but you can't deliver in the next 3 years because your people are working on dated information and education and trying to deliver an emerging field of technology in a healthcare space. And over here, as you know, you can't just say, "Oh, we'll catch that next year." There's a
Yeah.
body in a bed somewhere that needs care, because I've got a nurse sitting next to me here on this screen. Uh,
Well,
right?
and people expect us to stay relevant and stay on top of industry trends. So we stay obviously very, in loop with all the different industry events, but we send people to educational opportunities. I think it's very appropriate and very important. I've always been one of those leaders who believed in helping people sharpen your tool belt. And that's so important, to always continually refine yourself and the people
Mhm.
around you. And I think, especially in a consulting company more than ever, people are counting on you to be up on the latest.
Yeah.
Especially if
We
you're in a,
cannot become complacent.
you're right, especially in advisory roles, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Well, and I loved everything that you have spoken about, but I would be remiss if I didn't go back and just highlight again, because it gave me goosebumps. Really, the story of how your grandma plays into the work that you do and how proud she would be of the work that you're doing. So, can you just give the background on why Elite Groups? How did you form that name? Because that to me is just another part of your amazing story.
Ah, I'm getting goosebumps as you're asking me that question, like literally chills
Yeah.
throughout my body. I think everybody will say there's always somebody in your life that really touches you, right? And kind of shapes who you are. And even growing up in high school, people ask like, "Who's your hero?" I wrote about my grandmother. She's my hero. At an early age, I lost my mom, adopted, born in Laos. I lost my mom at 1 years old. My grandmother has 8 children. She was a widow in her early 30s, and my aunt, who's her youngest of 8, was only 6 months old. And unfortunately, she had to watch 4 of her kids pass away before the age of 12. So her kids literally passed from youngest to oldest, unfortunately. And she lived through all of that. And when I lost my mom, she took me in without any hesitation, because my dad was in the military at the time. And basically, I feel like she saved my life. And she saved my life a few times. Once by taking on raising me. Second, when my dad remarried, I became a third child. And in our community village, population management was an issue. And they're like, you can't really keep her. She's either going to be shot in the field or you have to give her up. And she says, no way, this is not going to happen to my little girl. She left everything behind, took me to America when I was approximately 9 years old, to Eugene, Oregon. And at an early age, she was literally a integrated medicine, acupuncture, herbalist. And she came to America. She still continued to find a community where she gave back to the Laotian community, did all of that. And she learned of this new thing about me called English. Pam can interpret. So that's how I fell in love with medicine at a very early age. I literally read everybody's letters that came in the mail. I helped them schedule their appointments with their physicians. I called the insurance providers and got their eligibility and referrals. So I ended up brokering a lot of those healthcare challenges at a very early age through my English speaking skills. And she really taught me to be humble and really use my voice to help different people out. And so that's really what she taught me growing up: is hard work, caring about others before yourself, and just the love of patients, and how so many people didn't have a voice to advocate for their own health.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's really how I ended up just really falling in love with the healthcare industry. And I continue to be inspired every single day with the work that we do, that we all make an impact in this industry. And we just really want to make an impact. And so I miss her dearly,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes waking up and saying, oh my gosh, she's not on the other side of the phone line. But I appreciate you asking me, because I think about, I'm like, I hope she's proud of me.
Oh, she
A lot of people
definitely.
are proud of you.
Yes. Honest to goodness, an amazing woman with a beautiful history and a fantastic company that is just making waves across the industry. And you've definitely got an exciting road ahead of you. I can't thank you enough just for sharing your journey, your insights with us today. And it's been such a pleasure having you here on The Buzz.
Well,
Pam,
thank you, Maureen and Mike.
thank you very much. Again, it has been an
I
honor.
adore you guys. I thank you guys so much for your continued support. It's just been such a wonderful conversation. And I appreciate the opportunity really to share the story, our story with your listeners. And outside of that, I just appreciate the two of you, getting to know you both. And I'm just so grateful for getting to know you both and your support in the industry for me and Ellit Groups.
Thank you very much. It has been an honor here today. I always have a friend on the show. You're a dear friend of mine, and I can't wait to see your face in person. So I look forward to that. We'll have to powwow real soon in another city.
I
And
always
for
love seeing you.
oh,
Always.
it's going to be a blast. We'll get our selfie. Don't worry. Y'all know you're going to get the selfies. So looking
Mike
forward
is
to
way
seeing.
better at posting LinkedIn and socializing than I am. I am the worst in that space.
We joke. I think
Sorry.
Mike is like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but in the healthcare world, really. I mean, I think everybody knows
Yeah, I
somebody
love
through
that.
Mike.
Just I love it, Maureen. That's a great description. Love it.
Well, I love connecting all of you up. It's a wonderful industry to be in. It's a wonderful time to be in this industry. The innovation is wonderful. Leaders like yourself, Pam, are helping us charge forward, bringing your expertise, your wonderful knowledge, and your wonderful people to deliver better goods and services to this industry. So I thank you. And for our listeners, don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom, or the QR code, and never miss an episode of The Buzz. We welcome you back anytime for more in-depth discussion and more innovations that are shaping the future of healthcare. Until next time, stay curious and keep buzzing. And we'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors, Panda Health, Ellit Groups, and Natera. Thank you.